Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Night Market Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Ryan, and I'm with my...
Like, come on, Nick.
My name is Nicholas Daly. We got Dylan Tran. baby.
No, fine. We'll go again. We'll start again.
Well, fuck. That's the first time we've ever done something like that, bro.
This is our first guest.
He sprung that shit on me
I
like
just
it was...
said, don't say anything if I say your name.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything.
Oh, well then why'd you look at me like I had to say something there?
Because don't worry about it. We're
Holy
all good.
shit.
Take two.
Okay,
Take two.
okay, good.
What is a night market? Night market.
The Night Market Podcast.
Let's go. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Night Market Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Ryan, and I'm joined by our co-host, our designated hitter, number 96, Nicholas Daly, and way out there in left field, but he's
Way
on
over.
shortstop because he's short, 5 foot
five.
something. Dylan Tran, the MVP, most valuable barber. Today is a special episode. We're doing things a little different. I'm doing an intro that we've never done before, but that's because we're joined by our very special guest who plays on Team Canada for the baseball team, right?
Yeah.
Team Canada, and he's now a businessman. Please welcome everybody, Mr. Josh Montana.
Thanks for having me,
Motherfucking
boys.
Josh, baby.
Right on,
In that
Josh.
building.
So, thanks for coming here, man. I really appreciate it. Why don't we just start from the start? Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
Yeah. I grew up here in Regina. I'm an NOD kid.
Nice.
To heart.
NOD.
Uplands grew up in. Growing up playing with Nick.
Yep.
Little brother Noah. Played baseball, hockey,
Nice.
a little bit of football growing up. Just kind of a regular kid and kind of sprung from there. And growing up NOD.
Dirty North End.
What does that mean? What does
Yeah.
NOD mean?
North of Dude.
North of Dude.
North of Dirty, boys.
So what high school did you go to up there?
I went to first 2 years Harvest City Christian Academy, private school, and then second 2 I went to the Martin Sports Academy there for baseball.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about that, actually.
Yeah.
So nowhere even the North End at all. You just gave up on your North roots.
Yeah.
Oh, so were you one of the first guys to go into that? With
Yeah,
Baseball?
yeah.
Oh man, how was
Yeah.
that? What was that like?
It was good. It was great. We got to go to school in the morning, afternoon, like work out for an hour, and then we'd go hit or we'd play catch for like the afternoon and kind of work out and practice. So
Crazy.
it was
That's
sick.
so crazy,
Do you
man.
think that
Yeah.
like gave you an upper hand?
Yeah, I think so. Well, competing growing up, we'd go down and play in America. So these
Right.
kids were playing like 12 months a year.
Oh
I'm sure you guys know too, and all sunny and everything in the best weather. So here we had to try adapt and keep up and compete. Yeah.
So after
Yeah.
2 years at Martin, did you get a scholarship anywhere?
Yeah. So I got a scholarship. First year I went to junior college, Kenyatta in California, and then
Is that
second.
is that
Yeah.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
San
How'd you
Francisco.
like San Francisco?
Oh, it was sick. It was a good time. It's a lot different from growing up here in
Culture shock,
Regina,
eh?
and
Oh,
then
damn.
moving down there like a big. I remember first year I was there, all my buddies were kind of giving me like an intro to the city and an intro to California.
That's cool.
So we went to the Pride rally or the Pride whatever it was, and coming from Regina, we didn't really have that back in the day.
No,
So
we didn't, yeah.
we go downtown San Francisco. You see guys walking around naked, girls walking around naked on the street.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That's crazy.
We were
Different world,
Did you
eh?
partake?
no,
Oh,
I wasn't that lit.
Damn.
I need a little bit of courage for that one, boys.
So how long were you down there for then?
I was down there for 3 years. So transferred out to a D1 school, USF, so San Francisco down there. I played there for 2 years. When I came back, I got meniscus surgery, so MCL, ACL. I got both of them done, and since then, that's kind of when I made my move into business. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
So did you get a degree or anything when you were down there?
Yeah, so I have a degree in business management and an associate's degree in commerce.
And that's at the USF?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
So like numbers.
And how does
I
that?
think the mic in the middle doesn't work.
How does that? Yeah, it does, man.
Not
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, it does, bro. It's
That
fine.
doesn't work for me.
It's good. We're just
How
roll
does-
with it.
I can't
It's
like
good, man. We're on a
no,
roll.
but
How does that
It's good, right?
no, but the thing is, I can't see our guest.
You can. You're looking right at him.
No, I can't.
Glasses are too dark.
Is it way,
It's a
yeah,
good
way too
class,
dark?
though.
You guys try sitting here. I can't even talk to
Do you want
Josh.
to switch spots then?
Yeah.
Okay. How did it translate from going from Canada to the States? Is it different kind of ball going down there?
Different ball, different competition, like different lifestyle too. At the end of the day, San
Yeah.
Francisco is one of the most, I think, expensive places to live in the world. I think it's top 5.
Yeah.
So me and one of my best buddies, Rowan, were living in like a 1-bedroom apartment, and I think it was like $3,000 a month.
$3,000.
And the scholarship wouldn't pay that because we weren't living on campus.
Oh,
But
man.
we wanted to live off and like have a good
Do you
time.
work
and-
like in the
Damn.
city a little bit?
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah.
So would you get a job to pay for that or what?
No, we got like some funding through like being indigenous, so funding for
Awesome,
like help
man.
pay tuition.
Sweet, cool.
Parents helped me a lot.
Yeah, the parents.
We
love
had
'em.
like once a week we teach like a hitting class.
Yeah.
And this girl would give us like $60 US to
Under the
go.
table?
That's
to go
so sick,
under
bro.
the table
Yeah.
for like
That's what you got to do though.
yeah,
That's what you gotta
yeah,
do.
Yeah,
yeah,
man, that's survival right there. That's awesome.
yeah.
So when you got those injuries, man, were you ever like, I'm gonna rehab and come back, or what was the first plan when that happened?
That was initially the first plan, like rehab and come back. I guess kind of every athlete, like you're
That's what-
kinda
yeah.
going through it too. Hey,
So that's your first thought.
that was my first thought, and then kind of you go through like I was depressed, like going through that.
100%, man,
It's
yeah.
super mentally down and
Yeah.
like down in the gutter because
Yeah.
that was like my life growing up was eat, sleep, and like baseball.
Seriously,
and probably
bro,
for
yeah.
you, football too.
Yeah.
And that was like the only thing I had is my identity, and then it was kind of a blessing and a curse because I didn't really have anything else. So stemmed
Yeah.
out of that, I got into business actually when I was rehabbing, and I remember I was finally got cleared to work out. So I was working out, and this guy texted me. He said, "Hey, can you come by for an interview right now?" And I remember I showed up to this office downtown, and I had a tank top on and 5-inch Lululemon shorts and walked.
Just a massive dude.
No, this was when I was in Canada after I got my surgery. So that's how I went in, and I was like, damn, I was like, this isn't gonna go that great, and then it just stemmed into something really good.
That's
so.
cool, man. Good
That's
for you.
awesome,
man.
man.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
When you
got
get
that
injured,
transition.
yeah, when you get injured, man, you have like those like days to think about shit.
Oh, it's so
Like I
bad.
just got my hip done, man. The last last month here, we just been ripping podcasts, and I don't think I would have been able to do that if I
Yeah.
didn't have the
yeah,
opportunity. So
Yeah,
how you doing now? The knee's good though.
can't squat that heavy.
You don't need to, man. You're just doing business though, right?
So
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
your focus is on business. Are you like?
Business
Yeah.
and like so this year I got to travel a lot, like so throughout the summer, so like baseball, fastball, we get to sign deals with like say an American team or a Canadian team, and they have sponsors, so we'll go play at like 6 tournaments, so like around BC, Newfoundland, down in the States.
So what team are you on right now?
So it's called STK from Vancouver, BC.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. We get to
Yeah.
travel and play in
Nice.
big tournaments, nationals, Canadian native nationals, go down into the States like Wisconsin, so
Cool.
yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty sick. So in the summer we do that, and then with Team Canada in the winters we play at like the WBSC, so World Baseball Softball Classic.
Okay.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, so that ours actually just got postponed till next year.
Well, that's good though. It gives you some time for
Yeah,
you to heal
give us
up.
some
eh?
time to.
So
Get in
you ever
shape.
think about getting into coaching or helping kids learn the game?
Yeah, I've tried, but I don't have my patience isn't
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
best.
say that, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest with you
Yeah.
guys. When I want something done, I like it done right. And
That's why
feel
you're
you.
in business.
yeah.
That's awesome. So what's your job title right now?
Vice President of Stewardship and Relations.
Sweet. You're gonna have to explain that to me.
Yeah.
right
What
now.
is that?
Yeah,
What
so
does that mean?
stewardship and relations. So working as so we're 100% First Nation owned company that works in the environmental, I guess, sector.
Okay.
So we uphold all the stewardship obligations from an Indigenous perspective, whether it be water monitoring, monitoring the air, groundwater, soils. So like all the environmental like restrictions that the federal government puts on, say potash mines and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not that guy. I'm not the smart scientist.
Yeah.
I just handle the business. So we get
Business side.
scientists to handle all that. And then what I do is I handle our stewardship and relations. So government relations, business relations, kind of getting the deals done and getting
Sweet.
us at the table. So,
So your role basically is to make sure that everything is like
yeah.
on the up and up, and the companies aren't screwing over the environment.
Yeah.
essentially, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You
That's an
enjoy it?
important role.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. So that's kind of what my role is. And you get to meet with a lot of big business guys. I get to meet with governments, like
You're always
prime
traveling
ministers,
too, eh?
ministers, always traveling. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're like around Saskatchewan or all of Canada, or where do you go?
All of Canada.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
all
crazy,
of Canada.
man.
Saskatchewan. I've been there doing a project on this BHP Jansen mine for the past 2 months. So I've been staying in like Humboldt and Watrous and
Oh, yeah.
rural Saskatchewan. So
Damn,
I've
This
been
guy's always on the go.
I've been
Always on the
getting
go.
getting the full experience
That's
out
cool,
there.
man. Good for you.
Yeah. So like your day, like a day in the life of you, would you be like in an office, or are you always out and about doing something?
It's like a good mix.
Yeah.
Like I'm at the point now, I've been with the company for 5 years, finally got named VP and like in the senior management. So I get to make my own hours a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll wake up at like 5, maybe 5:30, 6, depends how I'm feeling. Wake up, go work out, work and do emails, whatever. And then I'll go into the office till about lunchtime.
Sweet.
And then afternoon, sometimes I get to
Awesome.
hang out with the boys like this and,
Yeah.
and
Man,
do
right
stuff.
on.
Rip some pods.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you still lift and keep active then? or
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
You do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Try to every day.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
gym do you go to?
Good Life.
Good Life.
Yeah.
The one in the one in the East End.
Both.
Oh,
Good
both?
Life or
Yeah.
that one in the East End or in the Golden Mile.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
I'm thinking about going back to the
What about the
East
other
one.
gym you went to? The
Feeling.
local one.
Oh, Adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, yeah. So that actually was a pretty sick gym because all the like NHL guys would
Yeah,
come
yeah.
home for the summer.
Did you do training there?
And they'd
Or did
all
you
live
train
there.
Or did you just
Yeah.
like work out on your own there?
Yeah, train there and worked out. Like
Okay.
I'd work out on my own there. Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah, a
Awesome,
good buddy of mine works. He's a trainer there, Cade.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the short little big guy.
Yeah, short, stocky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped going there when he first started to work there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a couple years for
Nice,
me,
man.
but
Right on.
I like it there. It's a good
Yeah.
a good feel, and I can go in the morning by myself and play my own music, and
Oh, that's awesome then. Yeah.
yeah.
Is it like a heavy lifting gym, or is it more of like a box gym? Or
It's like I'd say more like heavy lifting. They got
Yeah.
a lot of power lifters there,
okay.
and those fucking metal plates seem way heavier than.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
performance gym, hey? Because they got lots of hockey players and lots of like football players there doing like personal training.
You guys know what
Yeah.
trench is?
Yeah.
Trench
yeah.
fitness.
Oh yeah, yeah,
See, like I used to go there back in
It's a
high
good
school
gym.
and
It's a
everything.
beautiful gym.
Was it kind of like that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like that.
Awesome. Yeah. Sweet. So how'd you meet Dylan then? You cut your hair, or how'd you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
meet?
So I started going to him. What it must have been like 5 years, 6 years, maybe.
It's
Hey.
been 6 years.
Yeah.
No, maybe not 6 years.
Yeah.
I think you came to me when I was like 2 years in.
Yeah.
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 And then our relationship just grew from then. We were really like-minded. In
Yeah.
the same spot. You know what I mean, in life.
Yeah, I've like pushed each other a lot too. Like I'd come in
100%.
even after hours and get cuts, and
That's awesome.
sometimes we just talk and hang out like about life, like kind of what young men go through too, and tattoos, talk about business, talk about like what we wanted in life, you know. And
That's a great thing about Dylan is that's why I started going to him too and started like that's why
Yeah.
we have this podcast. It's because I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, this guy's really easy to talk to, and
Yeah.
like he would cut my hair at like 12 o'clock at night because I was so busy.
Yeah,
Like, nobody
yeah.
else could do that, so I'd be
Yeah.
like, I couldn't get a haircut for like 3 months, and then I was like, hey man, can you cut my hair at like midnight? He was, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
He's a barber and a therapist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Self-proclaimed
Yeah.
therapist. Yeah.
2 in 1.
Yeah, Josh and I had pretty like interesting conversations with life and catching up and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, literally about everything too, and sometimes it gets pretty deep, and we got some Drake or something playing in the background, and
Exactly.
it just
There you
all
go.
it ties in together, and it's
Yeah,
perfect.
man.
Yeah.
What do you think of his new shop too?
I love it, man.
Love it, I know, it's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. We put a lot of work into it, and
Hell
it's a
yeah.
good vibe, and it's always good people in there too. You got the odd guy coming in off the street
Off the
asking for a
street,
fresh
yeah.
fade.
It's just the area, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's good. It's great. I
So what do
like
your
it.
parents do again? Because I remember your dad. He's a cop, right?
Yeah,
man,
yeah, yeah.
He was a beauty.
Yeah, my dad was at every game when me and Nick were
Every
going out
fucking
for.
game.
So wait,
Yeah.
so hold on a second. You and Nick played on the same team?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
super young, man.
Yeah.
We played baseball together.
Yeah,
Like I grew up playing baseball
Really?
till like
Yeah.
I was 14, 15, and I kind of turned to football. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I was a back catcher, and he was the pitcher. It was crazy, man.
Were you guys really? You were the batter? Is that called the battery? Is that
Yeah.
what it's called? So you
No,
would throw
he-
balls at him?
Yeah, he's a bat catcher.
He was the
Catch
pitcher,
my
yeah. He
balls.
just- yeah. I love it.
Wait. To be honest though, let's just like be real. Was he good?
Yeah.
Oh
he's
man,
good.
we were 14. I hardly remember.
Yeah.
I knew he would throw fucking
Yeah.
heat, man.
So were you
Yeah.
a pitcher all the way through? Your pitcher like in
No,
college and
no,
stuff?
no.
Just when we were
I-
kids, you know.
just
Just
when we
way
were
bigger
kids,
than
yeah.
everybody, man.
Right,
and
yeah,
He just
yeah.
launched shit.
Well,
I'm
me
like,
and him, we were like grown men at like 14
Yeah,
years
you
old.
make all the other teams so afraid. Like, oh my god, 6 foot.
man, I
4
love
giants
baseball,
here.
man. Yeah, I wish I fucking stuck with it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
I just I like hitting kids, man. I like just
Yeah.
smacking kids in the
Yeah.
face. You know what I mean? And baseball was just so much more chill. You know what I mean?
So what made you, like, A, get into baseball, but B, like, stick to it? Because I'm guessing you were probably good at other sports too.
Yeah,
Was, like,
yeah.
Why baseball?
I don't know. It just like I thought growing up. So that was the first. Like my parents put me in that. I'd play baseball all summer, and then when winter came around, I'd play hockey all winter.
Okay.
So
Okay.
just
Oh,
growing up
you
like
played
that.
hockey, hey?
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
that,
yeah. I was decently good at hockey.
Defenseman?
Decently good at basketball. Yeah, yeah,
defenseman,
yeah. Yeah, big D man,
Oh,
hold down
boy.
the line.
Yeah.
And you played basketball too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
yeah.
Okay.
Could you dunk?
Once or twice.
Yeah,
a
you could do it.
volleyball.
A volleyball. Yeah, you're getting up there. I want to know.
Yeah,
A big dude
yeah.
getting up, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just thought baseball was a lot less easier on the body, and I could play way longer. But then I get MCL, ACL surgery.
How did this
so-
happen? How did the knee happen?
Oh man, I had like I don't want to say the worst coach and kind of throw him under the bus,
No,
but
yeah. You don't say his
he,
name.
just an asshole. Like
There's a bunch of them out there, though. You know,
Yeah.
some guys make you hate the
It's
game
tough,
sometimes.
man. Yeah, that's
so hard on like the kids and like me moving away from home. Like say we'd lose a game or something, our punishment like always got to have a punishment. So ours would be running up and down like the San Francisco hills, like the steep ass hills. So we'd have to
Wild.
make it up and down by like a certain amount of like it was like 40 seconds. Make it up and then make it down. So I think just wear and tear throughout the years and running up and running down.
so.
like,
It wasn't even like an incident. It was just like poor management of the players.
Yeah.
When did it go, though? It had to go at some point.
Yeah.
When did it go in a game or practice?
When we got home from a game, I think we flew back. We bussed back to our campus and we got back. I think at like 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And he actually took us to the hill and he made us run like throughout
Oh,
the
no
night.
way it
So
happened
I
during
think we
that,
had
bro.
like
That would've been
Psycho.
like 12 hills and
That
we were all like,
sucks,
"Fuck
man.
this!" Like we just fucking got our asses kicked and whatever. So we do, I think 2 hills for every run that we lost by. And we had one bad year where we were just shitty.
Mhm.
And every night we'd get back, we'd
That's what fucked
run,
you.
or we'd run the
That
next
sucks,
day,
man.
like just like a shitty coach, and really made
Was
me.
this Div 1?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
maybe like now it's like family. So I plan to be like a young father. Like now I'm.
Are you a father right now?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
congratulations,
just
No way.
just
You
a
just had a
newborn,
kid,
dude.
man.
Swear
That's
to
crazy.
God.
He's same age as us.
Yeah.
Really?
Swear to God,
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, how's that been?
That's awesome.
It's a big change. Like so, me and my partner, like me and my wife, we decided to have kids at a young age. She's a little bit older than me. She's 26, turning 27, and we were like, parents are getting older. Like, what do I want to do when I'm like in my 40s? I want to be retired and be able to travel and
Yeah,
do whatever
yeah.
I want. So we decided to have a little. Well, we didn't decide to have a little girl. I wanted a little boy. but
She can still play like what's that slow pitch?
yeah,
What do
yeah,
balls play?
yeah,
Softball.
softball, slow
She'd be
pitch,
deadly
yeah.
at that. She'd go Div 1 doing that.
Yeah, yeah. So that I like to hunt. I like to work out. Just
You hunt?
try. Yeah,
Who
Yeah.
do you hunt with?
my dad.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, he's a
All the
beauty.
time.
Great
man.
guy. Great guy.
Great
Gotta get your
guy.
dad on the pod one day.
Dylan
baby.
cuts my dad's hair too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
I
as
He's
hell.
a
see.
great guy.
I'll
Nice.
go in for a cut, and I'll send him a picture. Or I'll get Dylan to take a video, and then I'll send him a picture of my hair. My dad will be in there a couple days later getting the same cut as me.
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
Your family's dope. I love your family. And the
Yeah,
dynamic you
yeah.
guys have.
Yeah. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I got a younger sister. She's
sister.
playing in Missouri. She plays softball.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So did your dad play ball, or why are you guys so big into ball?
No, my mom and
Oh.
her family
Okay.
were super big into ball. My dad was more like a soccer player.
No way.
Like growing up, like hunter. Yeah,
You wouldn't even think that.
yeah. Like being I guess the stature of being a cop and everything is like like tough guy sports and everything.
That's what I
but-
mean, right? Soccer
yeah,
player, right?
Yeah.
So did he play college soccer or just in high school or just like
No, just like in high school. So
okay?
my mom and dad like grew up super different. Like my dad, I think, was one of the last generations that grew up like. My dad grew up in poverty and super poor and
Okay.
like up north, so on the trap line. And like if you saw him now, you'd never know.
Wow.
Like he didn't grow up with much, and he lost his family when he was young, so he moved to Regina, and he started working here when he was like 14 or 15. And now a couple years down the road, he's I think 45, and they're basically like semi-retired and empty nesters, and
Man,
can
good
do what
for
they
him.
want. Yeah, yeah,
Sounds like a hell of a guy.
yeah. He really instilled like the hard work in me and the work ethic and doing things for the right reasons.
So he came to Regina,
Yeah.
basically on his own, and just started working and just started grinding, and then
Yeah.
built a family.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And your
Yeah.
mom was here then?
Yeah, yeah. My mom was here. She grew up here. Grew up
Yeah.
in Regina.
Did she go play ball anywhere in university or?
No,
just
she
school?
was when Notre Dame was a big thing back in the
Oh,
day.
Notre
She played
Dame.
volleyball down there, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Volleyball.
yeah,
That's crazy,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Well, you got an athletic family, then.
Yeah, I get my hype from her. I get my hype from my mom. If you see my dad's like
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
like
How tall's your mom?
5'8" maybe. My mom's like 5'10", 5'11".
That's tall for
So
a
she's
woman, though.
a pretty big,
Damn.
big
Wow.
woman, tall woman.
Both taller than Dylan.
yeah. Man, your kid's gonna be taller than Dylan pretty soon.
Oh,
Yeah,
by
my
he's
girl.
behind.
I got a big heart.
So,
I
so
thought you
are
said
your
something
parents
else.
happy to be grandparents? Are they super
Yeah,
stoked?
yeah, super stoked. It's a big change because we were so used to like we travel around and do whatever we want, and
Right,
like take
right.
the whole family somewhere. Or, but now we kind of chill at home, and it's good like to ground. Like I've been on the go so much, so it's good to be home and
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
relax. Yeah.
So what's your like 5-year goal here? You trying to stay in Regina your whole life, or what's that?
I don't know. I think I'll try to like do some investments back here because it'll always be home.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll
I
always
like
have
that.
something to come
You're
back
right.
to.
what
It'll
we were
always
talking
be
about.
home.
We were just
but-
talking about that, like make a home base and then you could just go travel.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a great place to raise a family.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a good place to have like solid roots down. Sounds like you already do, and you're doing that, and then you
Yeah.
can kind of go explore if you want. And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how do you feel being so young with so much on your plate?
It's tough sometimes because I feel like my maturity level, like from the things that I've been through from a young age, like had to work, surgeries, like just a lot of stuff, family trauma, or kind of whatever I've been through. It made me grow up a lot quicker than I had to. So it was kind of it was a dog eat dog world, and that's kind of where I'm at. Me and Dylan talk about it all the time. Is it's winners and kind of losers in life, and
Exactly.
I didn't want to be a loser, so I had to figure out something that was kind of my niche and what I was good at, and just kind of go with it. So it is tough sometimes, like having a lot on your plate, especially as a young man, because we're all men, we're all
Yeah.
like supposed to be tough and work out and kind of be these guys, but
Mhm.
who do we have to turn to at the end of the day? You
So-
know,
Sorry, how old are you?
24.
He's the same age as
Man,
me and Nick.
That's
and
that's
he's-
wild.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
feels
He's
like
a
I'm
kid.
sitting next to a 30-year-old.
yeah,
That's crazy. And, like,
yeah.
with all due respect,
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
in the best sense. Even the way you
Yeah.
came in here, you carry yourself, introduced yourself, and like, yeah, man.
You're
Yeah.
just saying that because you're scared of him. He's bigger than you.
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
I'm paying respect. You're bigger than me. I'm
He
not
scares me,
big.
man.
For some
Fuck.
reason. So
Jesus.
where do you think you said you got that from your dad? But what else? Like, what other influences do you think helped you kind of shape yourself into the man that you are? Like, what can you credit that to?
Yeah, a lot from actually like learning. It's kind of funny because I learned how to be a man from my mom. You know, she's been through so much, and like her side of the family
Right
and my
on.
grandma, just like a family of fighters that kind of never went away and got knocked down and kept getting up. One thing that's always stuck with me is everybody wants to do stuff for like they want to have success and they want to be successful for their haters and everybody that doubts them. But what kind of sets me apart from those people is I do the things for the people that believe in me and had those confidence and was there for me, you
Definitely.
know, because
I
at the
like
end of
that.
the day, you're only going to have a small circle of people, no matter how many people say you're friends. Like if you're doing something sick, like you'll tell somebody and they'll congratulate you, but then behind closed doors be like,
Exactly. We all go through
Yeah,
that. We all go
yeah.
through that.
I like that mentality that you have, and I can kind of you can tell the way you carry yourself. You're like a happy guy, but
Yeah.
seemingly, but you're not like. You might have a chip on your shoulder, but you're not showing it.
yeah,
That's cool,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Did you always have that mentality, or did it flip one day? You're like, I gotta get my shit together.
I think it just flipped one day when I was down in America because I like didn't have nobody down there and nobody knows what you're going through. Nobody cares. Like coach doesn't give a fuck.
Seriously.
So
Nobody
Did your
cares.
injury play a role in that? Do you think?
A little bit, yeah. Injury and like some family stuff. Like I had to stand in the gap for my family, and that's like when I first started working was really good because the money was coming in at a good time, and family wasn't going through the best kind of spot. So I had to step up and be the man of the house and make
Right.
sure that everything was taken care of. And
Yeah.
from there, it just kind of
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility at a
Stepped
young
up.
age, man.
It makes you
Yeah.
grow up way quicker.
yeah,
Yeah.
way quicker.
Way quicker.
Yeah,
I feel that, bro.
yeah, it was really good.
Well, you're doing great, bro.
Yeah,
Definitely
Yeah,
motivated
thanks,
me
bro.
in my life too.
yeah.
Can
yeah.
you grow facial hair?
Oh.
You see this?
I was just curious.
I had to get an early start of November, so I started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see on,
It's
on
coming.
the camera or
Yeah, man,
anything,
it
but
looks good. It looks better
Yeah.
than his.
I
that's
might
for
have
it
to-
sure.
looks better than mine right now
I
too.
might have to adjust for a minute.
Yeah.
me and Josh can't grow hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'll go in for a cut. I'll be like, line my beard
Line
up.
your beard up.
Man, I had a nice beard going. I just shaved it yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you shave that?
Why did I shave it?
You look
It was
weird.
for the Halloween costume I had, so I just wanted to do it.
What was your Halloween costume?
It was G-Eazy.
What?
Oh yeah.
How's
My
that even
girlfriend-
work?
My girlfriend was Megan Thee Stallion. Remember when they were kissing each other
Oh.
way back in the day? Or like, are they together? That was my thing.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
But nobody fucking dressed up, so I just shaved it for no reason.
No one dressed up at your Halloween party.
They all, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man, you look different without a beard. Like it's
Kind of
strange.
scary. It's like it's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
I'm just happy you
Try
didn't
to
come
grow
here.
that back as fast as you can.
Yeah, I am. I walked in
Did
it.
you shave your beard?
Me? No, I never
Yeah?
do. I can't. I look like a 12-year-old
Look like
kid.
me, man.
Like
Yeah.
him.
Walked into team meetings and people were just straight chirping me, even coaches and everything. I'm like, fuck my life,
Yeah.
right?
Who let this kid on the facility?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
right? Like this
yeah.
is not Nick. Fucking
Yeah.
funny shit.
So you were saying that the company you work for is all First Nations owned?
Yeah, so the investors were 100% First Nation owned, and then
yeah,
Definitely need a
investors
fourth
too.
mic.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So now our ownership, like all board, is all Indigenous, but the people who operate it, so it's me and two Scots, and it's two like non-Indigenous guys from Alberta, and they greatest guys to learn from. So the president of the company is a PhD, he's a doctor in limnology. I couldn't even explain limnology. to you.
Limnology?
It's
Never heard that
like
word in my
the
life.
study of lakes, the study of water, and
Oh, okay.
kinda all along those lines. And then the other guy's name is Scott Vero, so two Scots, and worked overseas in operations for oil and gas. So
Okay.
I learned a lot from him my first 2 years, and I think that really helped me gain experience in the industry.
Yeah, right on,
Yeah,
man. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be into for even touching on Saskatchewan, because the oil and gas kind of industry is gonna pop off in the next probably 5
Definitely.
years. So
Yeah.
they were a little bit behind Alberta, but
Yeah, it sounds like you got
Yeah.
a great setup.
yeah,
Going on.
yeah. Hopefully,
So with your job and everything, and it's First Nations owned, and it's like you said, it's following like the rules and the guidelines of the environment to do with First Nations. Is that right?
yeah.
So how do you stay connected, or are you connected with the First Nations community and culture?
Yeah. So a lot of my family and like my wife is like a lot to credit for this too, because really brought me back to my Indigenous roots. Like I didn't really grow up traditional or
Okay.
cultural, so I grew up in Regina, but I always knew I had that side like to my family, I guess,
Right.
because everybody did. So just a lot of talking to older people in the community, and my parents. My dad kind of grew up north in the bush, and his first language is actually Cree.
Wow.
So it's our first.
So is that what you spoke to, or no?
No, I'm trying to
You
learn
learning it?
now.
Yeah?
Yeah. So with that, and it's just, I don't know, really staying connected from just listening to what other people go through as Indigenous people, because I know I had it not easy, but I had it easier than the people who didn't grow up in Regina
Right,
and
right.
kind of have the struggles and stuff. But just a lot of it is going out and having these meetings or whatever, and just keeping my mouth shut and
Yeah.
listening to what other people
Just
have
learning,
to say.
eh? Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Speeches and grad speeches like for
Oh, yeah?
Indigenous
Yeah,
nations and
those are-
stuff, and
yeah.
it's really good. Like everybody listens to you and makes you feel welcome.
They make
and
you
like
feel really welcome.
clap
It's
and-
great for youth to see you
yeah,
like
yeah.
going out and like accomplishing your goals, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
finding different paths and everything. That must be like amazing for them, and like the community must love it. Hey.
Yeah. And like that's one part of me, like that's one thing that makes me feel accomplished and like I actually did something and kind of gave it back, is when I get to say talk to these kids, or even just connect with
Yeah.
one person and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
set them on a right path.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice that you're in a point now that you can give back, because like a few years ago you're struggling just to get by with your own family. Now that
Yeah,
you're in a good
yeah.
point, kind of like, wow, it feels nice to go do something.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good spot to be in now finally, but it always wasn't like that. And I'm a young guy too, so I got a lot of life left. So I'm just trying to navigate, like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be in 10 years? Like
Exactly.
when my parents are in their 60s or 70s, like, are they going to be proud of who I am and what I did?
Mm-hmm.
Good
Kind
way
of.
to look at it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because too many people like focus on the people that doubt them and the haters, and be like, no, like think about the people who love you and like were there since day one.
I can benefit
Exactly.
from the impact that you
Yeah,
have, right?
yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you got a little family. You got a newborn daughter.
Yeah.
And a
yeah.
wife?
Yeah. Family,
Right on.
wife. I'm a big change from when I first started going to Dylan a couple of years
Ah,
ago.
yeah,
Man.
100%.
I had a wild point in my life
Yeah,
too,
we all
where I
do,
loved
though.
to.
That's part of learning, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You do that wild part
Yeah.
that Dylan's in right now.
Dylan's still trying to figure it out.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm
Yeah.
still trying to figure it out.
So, but then it gives you perspective, and then you can
Yeah.
really
100%.
appreciate when
Yeah.
you're at this point in life, when you can,
Yeah.
you can be that family man, and you can be like, oh, I don't need to go out and be crazy. I've done that.
Yeah.
can-
Yeah, but this is one of the guys that like really pushed me, motivated me in the gym, and seen life in a different way for real.
Yeah, and
definitely.
like
For
have
real.
those life experiences and,
Exactly.
and
good,
have
man.
fun because you can't leave with it.
Yeah,
you know,
you
when
Yeah, for
You
sure.
can't.
you're not promised to wake up tomorrow morning, so make today fun
Yeah,
and
man,
go out and
absolutely.
Exactly, bro.
yeah.
Well, fuck yeah. Thank you for coming on the fucking podcast, bro.
Yeah.
I just like, yeah, man, it's really cool to hear from you, hear your different perspective. I think it's important for people to listen to it too,
Yeah.
and like see you and like learn from you. But do you have anything to share with us or the podcast?
Or you want to plug anybody out?
Yeah, anything you want to share?
Your
man?
business, anything, bro?
no, plug my boy Dylan for bringing me on and
Hey.
reconnecting
that's
me
my
with
boy.
Nick, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
man.
me on.
You're
It
welcome
was
on here whenever, bro. You know,
my first.
we haven't seen each other in a minute, so it's really cool to get these stories out.
Yeah, yeah,
It's your first podcast, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
First
our
podcast.
guest. You're
yeah.
our first guest. So.
Yeah, and you weren't even nervous at all, man. You're shooting the shit,
Hey,
you're
natural.
killing it.
No, I
Boys, I
Natural,
was
man.
nervous coming in,
Yeah.
but you never show it.
Yeah, we couldn't tell.
Yeah,
I knew Josh would be a good
Yeah.
first guest.
No, he's awesome, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for watching the Night Market. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.
That's all we got.
There we go. Thanks
There we
again.
go.
man.
Thanks.